Welcome, friends, to the Hoodrat podcast, where I'm Hoodrat, you're Hoodrat, and what we are Hoodrats. Thank you for joining me for the first exclusive with Hood here on this channel. I was given the opportunity. I got invited to interview the ladies from the Amazon Prime show Undone, and these ladies were awesome. I got to speak to Rosa Salazar, Angelique Cabral, and we all know her, Constance Marie from the George Lopez show. We got to talk about Undone. And I started watching Undone, and it's a really damn good show. It's a half-hour experience. It's like a detective show. It's a dramedy. It bends time and space. It explores marginality. It explores the Latina multi-generational experience that includes relationships and self-exploration and generational trauma. It's a great story that y'all should check out. But first off, I want to let y'all know this is my first time ever doing this. I thought I got everything all together, but my mics weren't working. Thanks to my homie, Ja. He's part of the Hoodrat. He's part of the Rat Pack here at the Hoodrat podcast. That's my boy, Comic Book Crackhead. We were able to do this together. He taped the sound. Thank you, bro. And I was able to sync it and edit it. But it came out pretty good. I was sweating there for a little bit, but we got it together. But enjoy the interview with these ladies and go check out Undone over there on Amazon Prime. It's a really, really good show. I know y'all love I know y'all love comics. I know you love TV. It's kind of a really good mix of it, but it's not a comic show, but it's a really good show that really explores that experience, that multi-generational Latina experience. But enough of me. Enough of that. Go and check out the interview, and thank you for tuning in.
Fans and some of your theories on what's going on, and having to go back and forth on what's really happening with you and your character Alma and the family.
Well, it's always so exciting to hear what people think, right? And everyone's take is so different. That's what I think is so special about the show is we don't tell you. You get to decide. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of options and a lot of questions and we don't answer them on purpose. So I'm always so surprised at like what people think of the show,
right?
And what they found in that scene or whatever. And I'm always like, whoa, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's an intensely emotional show as well, and I love to see people's feedback on something like that. It's nice to affect people. It's why we do what we do.
Right. That's totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's interesting is, for doing this as long as I've done it, it's a completely different audience. It's like, I mean, first of all, I've never been to
Oh, for sure. Same with me. I know that you're used to this world, but we're for single cam comedy people that I've never done anything like a WonderCon. Like no one's given a shit about anything.
Right. I didn't even know when it happened.
I'm like, Life Pieces, ever heard of it? No? Okay, cool. Okay,
but now we have a window into this world, and it's been completely embraced, and I've had a completely different demographic of people going, I love your show, it's so wonderful, it's so this, it's so that, and I'm really proud.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. You get a lot of love. You got a lot of love here. I want to ask, there's a lot of things going on in your show. There's a time thing, a reality thing. Is there any limits?
No.
No limits?
That's the wonderful thing about Rotoscope is that you could never do this show live action. It just, you would be so distracted by the CGI, by that doesn't look real, oh, that effect was not, so you wouldn't be connected to the emotional content of it. And I think the only way to tell this kind of story with this depth and multi-generational investigation and emotion work at the same time is through Rotoscope, because once you're in the world, you believe it and you're there and you just connect to the script, you connect to the characters, you connect to the emotions. And the rotoscoping is so beautiful that it doesn't, I can see your pain, I can see your fullness of your connectivity to the characters, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful genre. So.
And I would say the only thing that ever limits any of these characters is ourselves. Like if you think about it, we're the only people that ever get in our own way. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go down this path? Yeah. Do you want to? But other than that, it's limitless. The show is limitless.
Right. And in the first season, we did a lot of we did a lot of cool stuff. Like we're jumping into the universe, and now we're in the cosmos, and like people were like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" And the second season is a trillion times more expansive than that. I mean, we're trotting all over the globe. We're in the cosmos. We're going down the rabbit hole of people's memories. We're going through generations upon generations of stories of trauma. Like everything. Like if we went this far, now we're just breaking down all of the barriers, and we can go anywhere we want. Hisco Holsting, who directs Undone, has this amazing thing he says. He goes, in the first season, it was like building a car while you're driving it. And then the second season, we've got a Lamborghini. It's like, now we know how this works, and we know how what we're gonna do will be translated. So now we can just
no idea
blow out all the constraints. And that's what we did. And you're right, it is all about, the only limitation is like how deep you're willing to delve.
Right.
And
I would say that like Alma's always all in. She's like no limits, and Becca's like
100%.
there's so many limits. I don't want to do that.
she's all
And then
in this way.
Yeah.
Outwardly. Oh, I'll fix my mom. I'll fix my dad. I'll help my sister. I'm gonna help the family. It isn't until like the very end that she was realizing like, oh my God, the biggest limit. The only place I'm not willing to go, I'll go to the pogroms of, Poland. I will go to Mexico. I will go into your marriage. I will go into the past. I will go into these memories. I will not go into myself because I'm so fucking afraid of what I might find in there.
And as actors, is it being limitless?
the best.
Does it make it? Is it fun? Is it hard?
Oh, for sure.
Both.
Amazing.
All
What
of
do you
it.
guys think? Are you like, oh, I'm kind of
terrifying.
nervous and anxious about this?
Right.
That's the fun.
That's the best part.
That's why we do what we do.
Well,
I mean,
but I have to tell you, it's
dangerous.
It is not just the emotional work, which is dangerous, but then like when you literally go and you have nothing, and you're like, okay, it's a tremendous artistic leap of faith when they're telling me, okay, so now you're not older anymore. Now you're younger and you're pregnant and you're in a village and you're walking down this hallway and then you're going to stop here and you're going to see that person over there and there's nothing. I'm like literally there's tape all over the floor, and I'm like just show me a picture of where I'm supposed to be. And of course, Hisco has these amazing. We have like what is it, 150, 160
I think
artists?
it's like
artists doing our background, and so
there's like 320 paintings or something this
Per
season.
episode.
Yeah, per episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I get to look on a laptop and see where I'm like, okay, I have something to hook onto so I can go through this journey. Because otherwise it's literally me, those little X's on the wall, and some tape on the ground. And it feels very vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, as an actor, it's definitely the most challenging work I think any of us have done. But it's also like the most fulfilling. And it's so fun.
So fulfilling, but it is incredibly challenging from an endurance standpoint because you don't have major light changes. You don't have set changes. You're not moving. You're not company moving. You're not sitting in your chair at all. You're doing 10 to 20 pages a day. Yeah. So you're really moving at a fast clip. You're not saddled with all of these material objects.
Right.
You are just going,
It's
and
like
it
theater.
is vulnerable.
It feels like black box theater.
You are just, it is a free fall.
Right.
It feels like you guys are just you have a lot of faith in.
Well, you have
Each
a lot of
other.
faith in
Each other,
and the
right?
words on
And-
the page.
Yes.
That's all we
And you're
have.
just like, okay, we could do it
And
together.
Kate, I mean, well, that's what we were talking about over there. It's like, sure, maybe it couldn't work from a technical standpoint to make this live action, but 1000% it would work from a content
Yes, for sure.
perspective. You could make this show live action and it would hit just as it would be just as emotionally raw. If we're just going by what's on the page, it would work just as well. We just get to bend time and space.
That's right.
Which is so awesome.
It's so awesome.
So then what's that experience like for you guys to be able to then come back and see the finished product with the rotoscoping?
Oh, it makes us
and then-
weep.
Yes, we were at an event and we had not seen any of it, and then they played a trailer for us, and literally we watched it for the very first time in front of the audience, and we all had tears in our eyes because first of all we shot it during the lockdown of COVID, right after the lockdown opened a little bit, and it was that was the most
In
difficult
2020, like
part.
June of 2020. So
Yeah,
it was one of the first
yeah.
productions in LA to go back.
Right, and we were tested
no
every
idea.
single day. We
Yeah.
had a COVID officer. The crew was down to 8 people, and
Wow.
I think we can say that in some of the scenes, like
We weren't even
they weren't
together.
even there. Like I had to do it by myself with styrofoam heads
Because of COVID,
one at her
they-
height and one at her height.
Yeah.
We couldn't have over a certain number on the stage, and so
Oh,
when we saw what we put together with gum and tape and our emotions and rotoscoping and the beautiful, beautiful writing, it just moved us to tears.
Yeah.
We were so proud, so proud.
Yeah, Submarine, Minnow Mountain,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Tornante. It's just amazing what we can do with rotoscope technology.
Yeah.
So family's a big theme for the show, and Kate and Raphael, they mentioned something about Camila having a secret this season.
Oh, yeah.
How does that affect the dynamic between the family in the upcoming season, I guess?
Well, it's interesting is because, Camilla was very complex season 1, and I built my backstory how I could, and, she was a little harsh, but so harsh it was funny sometimes. But then season 2, in exploring that, I think that's the gift, is going back and looking at what the organizing principles are for a character and makes them behave the way that they do and act out on their children the way that they do and survive what they survived. And the journey of that is so heartbreakingly real.
Well, once you know what your secret is, then it all makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
What-
and
so-
it's gonna, and then the two of them, like good cop, bad cop, or good cop, bad cop, ganging up on me when they don't know
Right.
what the audience knows, and then merging those two together when they finally realize it's the paradigm shift of how you look at somebody that you previously judged.
Or you thought you knew.
Or you
Thought you knew is such a beautiful gift.
And it's also a beautiful gift of like, we all have secrets, bottom
Right,
line.
right.
And like this secret, which to me was so eye-opening, because I was like, oh my God, what do we all have these secrets that are hidden.
Yeah. And hopefully it translates to the audience that if you look at people as puzzles or recipes, everybody has their own ingredients that made them the way that they are. And if they could just have compassion for that journey that their fellow human being had been through, I think we would get along a lot more. So hopefully it translates to our audience to look within themselves, where she won't go, but look within themselves and their families and figure out how to live with the generational trauma and love the people that are around you.
So, that's a wrap of the interview with the ladies, Rosa, Angelique, and Constance. Thank you to you three for spending time with me and my boy, Comic Book Crackhead, my boy Javid. We really enjoyed it, and I hope y'all liked it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the interview, and if you watched the show, let me know about that too, because it's a great show, and I will tell y'all the truth. It's a great show, and check it out. But we out of here. I'm Hoodrat. You Hoodrat. We all Hoodrats, and come back. We about to do this. We about to do more exclusive with the Hood in the future, and I'm really enjoying this. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Deuce.